Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and this is the amazing Yamaguchi Endeavor. Now, I have most of the My Hero line from Amazing Yamaguchi. The only one I don't have is the shiny exclusive version of All Might, but I have everybody else. And I plan on doing more unboxing slash review videos like this for Hawks, for Aizawa, as well as Kirishima, and also Naruto characters and a bunch of other figures I like. So if you like this idea, make sure you sub. Now, also comparing to a few of the figures, I'm going to compare them to All Might as well as Shoto. But I didn't feel like grabbing anybody else though, because I have too many other figures. But anyway, here is Endeavor himself. So as you can tell in the bubble packaging, we can get a small glimpse of a few of the extra heads we get, a few more faces, the hands, and other accessories that we have with him. Just like All Might, he's going to be a big and bulky figure, so I'm excited to see how well this figure plays. Then on the top of it, we got a little scene from the anime. Then on this side, we got a few of the poses, like him on his phone being very codependent with his son, being like, why aren't you answering my phone? Then on the back here, we got some other poses that we can do with him, some of the different face options. We even got the bloody scene from when he fights that Nomu. Like, it's gonna be so cool. Then we got one more pose on the back of here, another anime scene on here. And I just realized this thing isn't sealed. We don't need any box cutter or anything. Nice! I guess we're just gonna open this. Okay. Then of course on the flaps we also do get a bunch of different scenes from the anime. That's really nice. And I'm pretty sure both sides have that as well. Sort of. We got this little scene on this box. But let's slide him out, and then the back of the box also reveals his face. And I also have a very noisy kitty. Hi, Chloe. And we're also gonna get the box out of the way just so we can get a closer look at the figure and all of his accessories himself. So he comes in two different layers. So there's gonna be all of his different fire and blast effects that you can do for his arms and stuff. And down here we also got some instructions, because we're probably gonna need this because there's a lot to deal with here. Can I help you, Chloe? Do you want to help me play with toys? Look what we got here. We got anime figures. That's nice. Now the cat's gone, let's continue. So let's open this up without hopefully moving too many things. And it looks like there's some stuff under this package as well. Yeah, let's flip this over before we do that. Oh, it seems to be the stand and some other stuff. Yeah, we got the stand, we got a bunch of different little ball hinges, so we can plug these accessories into Endeavor. And these two parts, I want to assume these are replacement necks, maybe? I don't know. From what it looks like, it's actually a replacement wrists, so that's nice. So anyway, let's lift this up, that down here as well. And we have Endeavor himself wrapped up in a lot of plastic. So let's tear all of this off. Man, they had plastic buried in so many crevices. You gotta tear this figure apart to get all that out. But so far, he looks pretty decent. I noticed there's a paint transfer right around his fist, where you see like the metal part going around it. Like I can see some paint transfer around there. Everything seems very flexible, as it should be, because it's amazing Yamaguchi. He does feel very similar to All Might. This shoulder feels very loose. I don't like that. It's hard to recommend these figures when they first come out, because there's always some type of issue with it, and then they do a re-release of it very shortly after, and they fix most of those issues. The torso does feel very, very tight. I like that. Like that can definitely hold a pose very well. And it does seem very glossy and shiny. I don't remember All Might feeling like that, or even looking like that, but I'm pretty happy with how shiny the metal parts, the gray parts, the silver parts, whatever. I love how this came out on the final figure, because I was scared that I wasn't going to look this good, but it did turn out really well. Then you can see the little sockets up here so you can attach more flames to them. Yeah, there seems to be sockets everywhere around him, so you can do that. That's nice. How hard is it to swap the head? Okay, we do have this extra hairpiece we gotta worry about when we pop that out. Okay, because I want to put on the very bloody face. Let's take off the face first, and then we turn him into a Cyclops. That looks odd, but replacing the faces or the heads seems to be a little bit difficult, which it shouldn't be because it's just a ball socket, but whatever. Okay, so I finally put his head on. Now let's get this on him. Okay. I'm not sure how exactly to feel about the neck because with all these flames around him, it's kind of hard to move it around. There we go. Okay, it was stuck for a little bit, but yeah, like, I feel like the flames hinder his neck movement a little bit, so he can't do the nagging, no he didn't neck left to right thing. But I do love the paintwork on his face. It does look really nice. Let's get him in a position where, like, he's, like, really charging to fight this Nomu. When I first saw this, I kind of felt really weird about it because it kind of feels like he just dipped in hand in Cheetos dust. And it also seems that the paintwork seems to be inconsistent because, like, you can see the knuckles being bright orange, which is fine. That looks nice. But then the metal parts, this one definitely looks a lot more painted versus this one. I'm sure this is going to vary from figure to figure, but if you're going to be spending almost $100 on an action figure, I'd like it to be a little consistent. But, like, moving his abs back enough to make it look like he's actually flying forward and moving his head up enough, that is very, very nice. And of course, all these pieces around him are very flexible as well. So, like, even though he's a very bulky figure and has a very bulky costume and bulky look, thankfully, nothing besides the flame on his neck seems to be hindering his articulation all that much. Now, let's open these up and get the flame effect out of here. Okay, these already have hinges in them. So we're going to attach you right here. Is there a certain way these flames need to go in here? Oh, you can stack these? Holy crap! So let's, like, put you, like, right here, okay? Then, I guess we could put you right here as well. Whoa! And then let's put you right here as well. Hey, look at him. He got flame wings. Oh, that's sick. Of course, you don't have to do this effect, but still looks pretty sick, though. And then I believe these pieces can go around his legs. It doesn't seem to fit around his legs all that much, so I'm going to look up pictures of this figure and learn how to actually play with this thing. Give me a sec. Okay, so it looks like we can wrap these pieces around his legs. But it seems to be a bit of a tight fit, though. As I go to move around, I knock down this All Might figure, so I have to repose him. And then that happens. So I can peg the one side in here. It's a bit of a tight fit, but then these can snap together. But I need to pull this out, I think, because it doesn't seem to fit right. It's a very tight fit to do that. Ow. And it's very sharp. I hope I don't bleed. There we go. Yeah, once this little ball hinge is out, then yeah, it's definitely a lot easier to put this on. So let's try this again. We're gonna pop this back here. It's mainly the certain flame effects. I like making a small paint to get it around and, like, pegged in. And it didn't stay in. Okay, what if we pre-snap it together and then feed it through? Okay, it's even more difficult. Okay, I've been trying to set this up for what feels like 20 minutes. And with a combination of sirens going off, phone calls happening, and things just falling apart, I am not having an easy time setting this effect up. Because quite frankly, I don't fully understand how this goes. Like, do you do the feet first? Ah, I see. Okay, things are falling apart more. Okay, so as Cyclops loses his face again, we got one foot ready. As I get it in, the peg comes out and then it falls apart again. Okay. I see where this is going. And then comes the cat. I think she can sense the stress levels I have with this. Okay, so we got one foot done. And even though it was a huge pain to get this effect done, it at least looks really good. And now we have an ambulance going by. I don't live in a city. As I set up this other foot, let's go on a small tangent, okay? So when I moved into this town, I was told that this was a quiet town. I guess what they mean by that is how, like, there's not a lot of crime that happens around here, like, nothing really happens. I took it literally. Like, I was thinking, oh yeah, yeah, sure, there's no crime, but like, no other noises, right? Wrong. No, we have a siren that seems to go off every day for emergencies, whether it be like fire or ambulance or what have you. We have the train, which I don't mind the train. I like the sound of trains. But then also, we live on a main street where, as you can hear in the background right there, we live on a very busy busy street. I mean, yeah, busy street where traffic goes in and out. So we hear trucks, we hear motorcycles, and unfortunately, the room that is the closest to the outside of it is where this little studio is, because that's the only spot where it worked. And also, the shoulder is on a ball hinge, so or no, a ball peg. I'm sorry, it's on a ball peg, so it might pop off for you very easily. This one has already popped off twice so far. Now that we struggled for a good bit to understand how to get this set up, it's finally done. And I gotta say, this actually does look really freaking sick. So from what it looks like, you gotta do the feet first with this effect, and then do the ankles with this effect. But from what I can see, it doesn't really stay in there very well. See? Then also one of these hinges that goes into Endeavor, I almost called him All Might. When you put them in Endeavor, like trying to put it in, one of them actually snapped on me. Like, not actually break, but like the pieces that connect together, like the hinge itself, that fell apart. And I tried snapping it back together and it just keeps coming apart. Thankfully, this set does come with a bunch of these different ball hinges in case they do break. Or if you just want to stack on effects if you really want to. And I know Good Smile is also good for that as well, so I'm very thankful that they can do that. As much as I love this effect, this is not going to be the stance that I'm going for on the shelf. But god, this does look pretty sick. I love this. Let's try swapping the head back to where it normally was, because I want to see how he looks with his phone. We're going to have him use this face to look down. These hands look exactly the same. How do I know which one's for a phone or not? And his phone looks so much bigger than Todoroki's. It's like Todoroki got like the standard iPhone, and then like he got the iPhone Pro Max or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, his shoulder popped off again. Whoops. Oh. So the ankle can move by itself. Oh, I didn't see that coming. That's impressive. I feel like with him just like standing like this, like it seems very barren. He needs to have some other flame effects on top of him. Okay, so let's put this one on him. Perfect. I see a peg right here. Is that... will that take this peg? I would assume so. But it's just not concave like the rest of these ones are. Aw, crap. So it looks like it could barely handle this. Looks like we need one more effect. So even though with me doing the blast effect parts for his feet was a giant pain, so now that it's set up like this, this looks really nice. I love this. Yeah, I love how much customization you could do with this. I'm not sure what I would do with these effects right here, like these little pegs, but I'm happy the option's there. And I go to take out his hand, and the peg goes with it. There we go. Okay, at least that wasn't too difficult to get out. And we have Chloe again. Can I help you? This unboxing has become a lot more difficult than it needed to be. With a mixture of phone calls and sirens and cats and struggles to get him set up properly. Definitely a pain. But anyway, I think this is going to be the pose that I stick with on the shelf. I'm going to have him next to All Might looking like this, and he's going to look angry that he didn't deserve #1 the way he wanted to, the way he was actually supposed to outshine All Might and not just be given to him by default. We even have little effects over here, but these pegs look really tiny. So these won't really work for the fire effects, I don't think. Unless they're supposed to be for these smaller effects right here, which I don't understand why that they'd put them here, but okay, fine. But I think this looks great. But does it make him top heavy? Nah, his body is so dense that this will not even affect him. That looks really good. I didn't really get to show off the other faces, so I apologize for that, but here are the other faces that you can do. You can have him shouting, you can have his teeth gritting, and you can see that it also has a scar on him as well. And they did a really good job painting all this on. It looks fantastic. And then we have like an eye where he's looking to the right as well. And then we got one where there's no pupil showing. Okay, cool. Then we got a pair of these like grippy hands. And then I guess we got relaxed hands as well, but like they also look very similar to like the cell phone hand. So I'm not sure exactly what they're supposed to be, because even then, like with the phone sitting in his hand, it looks like a very tight fit. It doesn't look too natural. The only thing that makes it look natural is like this finger being kind of bent to make it look like he's actually trying to grip the phone. And here he is next to All Might, so you can see the scale difference between the two. And you can see he's much taller than Endeavor. So that looks really nice. I like this. And here he is next to Shoto, the son that hates him. Going into this, I didn't really expect much into it. Like I thought I was gonna like Hawks more, and I thought he was just gonna be okay at best. But honestly, I'm actually more surprised than I thought. The flame effects and other effects they give him in general really brings out more you can do with him. Like I really like that. Unfortunately, he is having a little bit of quality control issues. Like he has a tighter neck than All Might, but this shoulder piece has fallen off so many times, and this shoulder overall is just very loose. Thankfully, you're not stacking him with blast effects like Bakugo, but it's fine. Part of me wishes there was also like a default face that you could do like with Bakugo, but with all of the extra flame around him, it wouldn't really be possible. So it is what it is. Overall, I think he's worth picking up. I'm definitely happy that I didn't get the McFarlane figure and waited for this. So I'd say if you like Endeavor, you're gonna be really, really impressed with this figure. I think you'll love it a lot. I feel like when it comes to putting on the blast effects or just the flame effects in general, like where he's like blasting off and flying from his feet and stuff, should be like done step by step, where like you do the least delicate parts first, because I feel like the blast effects around the feet are the most delicate pieces, and I was hoping they'd be able to just snap in almost like Legos, but no, it is not like Legos. So it can be a pain, but when it is done correctly, it looks beautiful. But getting to that final step can be really excruciating. Is that the word I'm looking for? Sometimes it's not fun. But do I think he's worth, what, the $100 or so? I think so. I think the paint and the sculpt and everything is there. It's not perfect, sadly. I wish it was. Like there are some paint transfers and stuff like that. Like there are some paint imperfections and even some quality control issues. But if you're gonna pay for an Endeavor action figure, this is the best one by far. It definitely does look like he did jump straight out of the manga or anime, or however you take in your My Hero goodness. But yeah, he's really great. I would say if there's a second batch, wait for a second batch if you haven't picked it up already, unless you're that eager for Endeavor. I think you'll love this figure a lot. But let me know in the comments, who do you want to see next that hasn't been announced already? Because we have Aizawa and Kirishima happening eventually. But one figure I would love is Lemillion. What's his actual name? Togata. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I want an Amazing Yamaguchi figure of that character. He looks amazing. We've got a McFarlane figure, and he looks alright, but I know in Amazing Yamaguchi, he'd look stunning. But we'll see what happens. And also, it'd be nice to get some villains, but we'll see. But that's it for this video. I wish this video didn't go as south as it did behind the scenes. So I apologize for how short this video could possibly be, but there's probably at least an hour worth of footage I had to deal with. But if you made it to the end, you are absolutely amazing, and I appreciate you so much. But in the next month, I don't know when they're coming. It's probably going to take another month until I get here. But we're going to be having 4 unboxings back to back. We're going to be having Hawks, we're going to have the Nendoroid Sackboy, we're going to be getting Tobey Maguire Spider-Man from SH Figuarts, and there's another figure we're getting, but I can't remember offhand. Oh, it's Zurg. That's it. We're getting Zurg from Reveltech. So yeah, we're getting a lot of figures coming in very soon. So stay tuned for that. But if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description, there's going to be the social media. And there goes the bell again. It's been so noisy. I'm so irritated today. But thank you for watching. I love you guys to death, and I'll see you on the next one. So peace, peace.